and welcome back to another meal service provider review. This video will be diving into my first impressions and experience using Melbourne-based food provider Food4Fitness. Now, I've trialed a lot of different meal service provider, especially during quarantine when it has been, sometimes more challenging to get groceries and meal prep. So this has been a really great time to trial all these different service providers, and it's safe to say the stakes in this industry are very high right now. Before we even get into this review, I can safely tell you that Food4Fitness is one that really did stand out to me. So if you want to find out more, make sure you keep on watching. So how these reviews usually go is that I separate my ratings into 5 different categories, and we rate the meal service provider out of 5 for each one. So the first one is the range of options available, the diversity. Second one is the ease of the interface, how easy it is to navigate, find meals, add them to your cart, make payment, etc. The third thing is delivery and handling. The fourth one is packaging, and the fifth one, of course, the most important factor, is the food itself. So Food4Fitness have multiple different options, but the two that I have tried is one, the signature meals, which is like many other food service providers where you can select however many meals, usually about 10 to 12 if you're eating for a week. And then they also have this second option, which is quite unique and not something I've seen yet, and that is their bulk cooked food option, where you can actually bulk buy food that's been cooked, and that's kind of like you can combine your own meals. A very unique thing about Food4Fitness is the level of customizability in their meals. Not only are there several different portion sizes to choose from, ranging from 250 grams a meal to 450 grams a meal. I personally chose 350 grams, but the ability to also customize certain aspects of your meal. For example, you can choose to use brown rice instead of white rice, if that's something that you'd prefer, or you can replace the rice entirely with seasonal veg. This is in their signature meals option, which I thought was something that was very cool and not something I'd seen before. The very unique thing that I really enjoyed about Food4Fitness is the bulk cooked option, which you can mix and match different varieties of proteins, carbohydrates, and vegetables to create your own meals. And I found this to be a lot more affordable than purchasing the signature meals, because obviously you're buying the ingredients in bulk. But it is so freaking convenient because it removes the entire need to go grocery shopping, prepare your proteins and cook them, and then cleaning up and thinking of recipes. I think the great thing about this option is that you can mix and match. I feel like chicken here, I feel like beef here, I'm gonna get meatballs here, and then I can like mix them with my own carbs. Like they've got potato mash, they've got sweet potato mash, they've got fried rice, they've got pasta. Like the possibilities are endless. And my favorite part about this is that it's so convenient, and that's exactly why we use meal service providers. It's for convenience, right? Before I get too carried away and excited, I will be reviewing the signature meals option and the bulk cooked meals option side by side and giving 2 different scores, just so you can see the different perspective of their different options, if that makes sense. Okay. So for the range of options available, I give the signature meals a 5 out of 5. I think they had an amazing range of meals and recipes, and every single week that I check back, there's something new. It's always constantly updating, and the previous options that I loved are still there. Seriously, really, really great diversity and just ever-changing, ongoing improvement and innovation. So very well done there, Food4Fitness. However, with the bulk cooked area, I know that this is still kind of new, and maybe it's a little more difficult to add diversity and variety, as it depends on obviously how many people are ordering, as they have to make all of these meals ahead of time. I would give the bulk cooked range a 4 out of 5, just because there isn't as much diversity and range as compared to the signature meals, but I do understand that there are limits there, and that's fine. I think there's a really good starting range, but would love to see this grow in the future. Now for the user interface, navigating the page, adding things to your cart, making payment. When I was putting the signature meals into my cart, it was a really great experience. It was really easy to look at the macros and the ingredients for each meal. They had really good filters for people with allergens, so I would give that a 5 out of 5. However, with the bulk cook option bulk I keep getting that wrong, I'm so sorry. The bulk cooked options, I would give that a 3 out of 5. Basically on their page when you're ordering the cooked bulk packs, it's not possible to see the ingredients of each like protein or carb, and I know that it's pretty straightforward, like, you know, salt and pepper seasoned chicken, obviously it's chicken, salt and pepper, but they do have proteins in here like sauteed seasoned chicken, or they've got, you know, kofta balls, or they have chili con carne. These proteins will have more ingredients in them likely, but they're not specified on the page, which makes it difficult for someone like me who has peanut allergies, who needs to double check all of the ingredients, and that may limit a lot of other people who do have certain eating requirements and cannot confirm the ingredients of each I guess selection. Delivery and handling, absolutely flawless, 5 out of 5. Food4Fitness have been really on top of sending email notifications as well as text messages. I get a text message like a few days before to say that it's coming on this specified date, and then on the day that I'm meant to be receiving the package, it sends another text message with a tracker saying it's going to come by this time. And having that approximate time is so good, especially if you are planning to do something throughout the day and you know that you want to be home to receive the package before you do that. When they give you a ballpark time, it makes it a lot easier to schedule your day. It is definitely not like a necessary requirement, but it's definitely nice to have. And so far I've ordered from Food4Fitness. Actually, for this review I ordered twice, but even after reviewing I've ordered again, so I've in total ordered 3 times, and every single time they've given me a ballpark time, it has never failed. It's never been wrong. So for the packaging, I give the Signature Meals range a 4 out of 5. You have it in your very standard container, plastic container that's recyclable, and a sealed plastic top that you peel off. Very generic, and it does what it needs to do, so no complaints there. And you have the macronutrient information on the side, which is great. But on the other hand, with the cooked bulk packs, same containers, so that's great, but I found that there was no macronutrient information on the very side, and I understand that perhaps, you know, it could be very approximate, or things can range, but it felt a little bit like it was missing something. It would have been good to see that information, like for example per 100 grams even, because I know that serving sizes are going to be different for everyone. But also considering like I guess between a fitness enthusiast and athlete, anyone who's going to be ordering the cooked bulk packs are likely going to be tracking their macros, and so having a barcode option would be really convenient for someone, especially who is looking after their macros and making sure they're hitting everything. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, now for the most exciting part, the food. I don't even think I can contain my excitement any longer. I give Food4Fitness a 5 out of 5 for food. Every single meal I ordered from Food4Fitness in their signature meal range was absolutely delicious, and I really tested the boundaries. I order stuff that's generally like going to taste boring and dry, but no, they very much exceeded my expectations. I think the best meal that I had was the rump steak mushroom sauce. Holy crap, I have never had steak that has come in a meal service provider that wasn't dry. It was tender, it was cooked medium to medium rare, there's a little bit of pink on the inside, it was juicy and delicious. The sauce was just out of this world, and I think the best part is a lot of these sauces and meals can make me feel very bloated, but I didn't feel that way with Food4Fitness at all. For the bulk cooked packs, I give the food a 4 out of 5. It's good. It's very good, but just not as good as the signature meals. The steak that we had in the signature meals was very tender and juicy, and so we ordered the char-grilled steak as well in the bulk cooked pack, but unfortunately it was a little bit more well done, a little bit tougher, a little bit more chewy, and a little bit more dry. And although passable and something I could still eat, not as good as the signature meals. And I also ordered other proteins like garlic seasoned chicken breast. Literally, if you want to test a meal service provider on how well they cook protein, then you're ordering something like this. This is the ultimate truth. Transparent, vulnerable, like it's very hard to cook chicken breast well, and even then it was really good. It wasn't dry, it was tasty, and I liked that it was kind of like a blank canvas for me to mix with other things. So I could add my own sauces, I could add my own toppings and mix that in together, and it was really, really nice. All in all, the signature meal scored a 24 out of 25. Almost perfect. Really, the only thing that could have really taken this to a 25 would have been to have those barcodes so we can use our MyFitnessPal and scan it in, you know. For the cooked bulk packs, it scored a 19 out of 25. Now, honestly, 19 out of 25 doesn't sound as good as 24 out of 25. Yes, because it's a smaller number. Makes sense. But it's seriously a really, really good option to consider, and it's been my preference so far. Despite the food not being as delicious, I like having the control, and it is actually more affordable as well. So something to consider. It's convenient, delivery was great, and there is a range of options available, but hoping to see that develop over time. And so definitely, even though it scored a 19 out of 25, I do want to give Food4Fitness some credit, and I think they did a really great job, and I'm definitely a return customer and highly recommend anyone else who is looking for a meal service provider that they try either the signature meals or the cooked bulk packs. Both are very good. So I hope that you found today's review helpful. I hope that if you're in the market to try a new meal service provider, that you'll give Food4Fitness a go. I personally really enjoyed the time that I had. I looked forward to every single meal, and that's something that I find is not very common in a lot of providers. So well done, Food4Fitness, and thank you so much for letting me trial your food.